White stitches on deep indigo look like fashion now, but Sashiko began as survival. For 400 years, this running stitch patched worn cloth. So why is the village tailor seeing it everywhere again? The word Sashiko means little stabs, or small stitches, a name that describes the motion exactly, a needle passing in and out of cloth in a simple running stitch. Its roots reach back to the Edo period, when rural farming and fishing families in northern Japan had to make every piece of fabric last. Cotton was limited in many regions. Homes were cold, and winter clothing needed strength as much as warmth. So worn garments were patched. Thin areas were reinforced layers of old cloth, were stitched together to trap heat and survive daily labor. Over time, those practical lines began to form patterns. What started as repair slowly became a visual language. The famous blue and white look came from what people could actually get. Indigo-dyed cloth was common in many working communities because it was practical, durable, and good at hiding dirt. Cotton thread, when available, gave a strong pale line against that dark fabric, making every stitch easy to see. That visibility was useful. Rows of white stitching marked the places that needed reinforcement, binding weak cloth into something sturdier. As stitches accumulated, they added texture, trapped warmth between layers, and turned repair into decoration. By the time the surface was covered, the fix was no longer separate from the design. Repair had become pattern. Sashiko patterns usually fall into two broad visual families. Moyozashi uses long flowing lines made from continuous running stitches. These designs can curve across the cloth like waves, mountains, bamboo leaves, or linked geometric forms. The path matters because the thread moves through the fabric in a steady route. Hitomezashi works differently. It is built on a grid where many tiny stitch units line up, break, and repeat. From close up, it looks almost pixelated. From farther away, fishbones, crosses, diamonds, and dense geometric patterns appear. Many motifs came from nature, daily labor, and ideas of protection or good fortune. But the act itself was also rhythmic work, needle in, needle out, row after row, and that raises a deeper question. Why can repaired clothing become emotionally valuable? That value sits at the heart of Boro, a Japanese practice of patching and reusing worn textile scraps, sometimes across generations. A jacket could contain pieces from older work clothes, bedding, or family garments, layered together because cloth was too precious to waste. Sashiko often held those layers in place. The stitches strengthened weak fabric, but they also made repair visible. This connects closely to wabi-sabi, the idea that age, wear, irregularity, and humble materials can hold their own kind of beauty. A repaired garment was not simply damaged clothing. It carried evidence of labor, scarcity, care, and survival. Every patch marked a choice to extend the life of an object instead of replacing it. Today, visible mending feels radical in a world of fast fashion. Older communities had already learned that repair could be practical, personal, and beautiful. Sashiko did not return as museum history. It came back through ripped jeans, work jackets, online repair videos, and workshops where people learned to stitch over stains, tears, and thinning knees instead of hiding them. In cities far from Japan, denim specialists now use Sashiko-inspired patterns to reinforce worn fabric. Textile artists enlarge the stitches into gallery pieces. Visible mending groups share repairs online, treating a patch as proof of use rather than a flaw. That popularity makes sense in a culture drowning in cheap clothing. Sashiko offers a slower relationship with objects. Keep them, alter them, and let your hands become part of their story. But the revival also carries tension. A survival craft can become a surface trend when its history is ignored. Its real power is not just the pattern, but the values stitched into it. Sashiko began as rural repair, but it became a global design language because it answers a modern problem: how to value what is already in our hands. For the village tailor, every stitch is a record of patience, need, and resourcefulness. It proves that making something last can be as creative as making something new. Thanks for watching. Before you throw out a worn piece of clothing, look at it again and tell us in the comments what you would repair first. Thanks for watching. Would you try Sashiko on something you own? Tell us below and subscribe to The Village Tailor for more stories stitched into cloth.